this is Jazmin, and welcome to Season 2 of Hello UX, a user-focused podcast aimed to help those pivoting into UX design. And we are here to empower designers and help those transition into the UX field by providing education, resources, and a platform to talk about their experiences. Amelia won't be with us for this episode. She is currently moving across the country to the beautiful city of San Francisco, but she'll be back as soon as she settles in. So, coming off the heels of our last episode, we talked about the importance of building your community network, and I'm very excited to be able to bring to you the expert advice of Amelia Roberts. Amelia Roberts has helped others grow intimate professional relationships at scale. So, without further ado, here's Networking Smartly and Intentionally with Amelia Roberts. Thank you once again, Amelia, for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes. And so I first wanted to let our audience know how it is that I got to hear you for the first time. And so last week, Power to Fly had their Diversity Reboot 2021 conference, and you were a panelist in one of the segments that they offered for the assistants. And the title was Networking for Introverts. So as a fellow introvert, exactly, it resonated with me and I had to attend this. And so when I was hearing you, talk about all the great tips that you have to give people, to be able to facilitate the process of networking, because it's not very easy. And particularly for someone, for me, I'm an introvert. And so the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to networking with others is, how much energy is this going to cost me?
Yeah,
I know.
Yes, I'm there.
And so, yes, I feel like I have to allocate my time, and I even have to pump myself for, being able to connect with others. I know it sounds really weird. And I also want to blame, or maybe it's my personality type. And so I've done 2 different of those tests, and I know that I'm my INTJ personality and also Enneagram 5. And so I mean, every time I read the description of these types of personalities, it gives me more I guess more introspect, of how I deal with connecting with others and what works best for me. And so yes, so introvert to introvert. I think I like this new venue of connecting with others when it comes to Zoom, because it's a one-to-one connection. And sometimes even as a big event, it feels like a one-to-one connection, because I'm not looking into a crowd of 30, 40 people, and sometimes that gets a little bit overwhelming.
Absolutely. Yeah,
yes.
I'm there with you.
Okay. Okay, so some of our audience may be asking, so who is Amelia Roberts? So I'm going to go ahead and give everyone a little glimpse into Amelia Roberts. And so Amelia Roberts is a self-described digital native who officially became a practitioner of online marketing 12 years ago with a role as a virtual assistant. Amelia also assists under-recognized leaders to clearly articulate their unique value, get first dates in business, and become pivotal players in the industry-shaping conversations, all while maintaining work-life balance. And I like that. She's also the host of the podcast Confident Collaborations and has a YouTube channel, Amelia R Solutions by Amelia, all aimed at helping others become better at communicating their brand, articulating their value, and how to network successfully. Anything else I might have missed, Amelia?
Nope, that was perfect. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
Awesome. So let's begin. I would like to see if you could walk us through your journey. How is it that you found yourself in the role of visibility expert and relationship collaboration facilitator, if you don't mind sharing with us?
Sure. It's not something that I woke up knowing that I was going to do, of course. It's 2021, and I don't think anyone has woke up thinking that they do some of the roles that they're doing now. It's sort of, as you mentioned, has developed. So long story short, I have been raised around people who are very entrepreneurial. I had examples of people who were doing very interesting things, and I knew the idea of being able to create roles and things that supported you. I knew it was a thing, just didn't know how I would get there. When I got my second round of student loans, I became inspired to think about other ways to earn money, to be fully transparent. and I started doing social media management. And side note, I was looking for something I could do from home, because going out and peopling wasn't necessarily my thing. Even though I have a degree in healthcare, that's a separate story. But I was like, you know what, I wanted to earn more money to pay off student loans, and what can I do? So social media management turned into, you know what, I really do enjoy helping people to network. I like helping people to find out who they need to be talking to and what they need to say, and systems to support the hard-earned relationships that they do create. I said that would be fun thing to do alongside other things that I was doing. So that's sort of how it became, started doing my visibility work and facilitating collaborations and whatnot.
Awesome. Yeah, and so this background that you mentioned, you did touch upon that during your panelist talk. You mentioned that you have a nursing background. Am I?
Yes. Yeah. My career in nursing started because I have my mom to thank for that. She said that I was interested in technology. I always have. I'm a digital native. However, she said that she would pay for school if I became a nurse. So that was a sort of an easy choice that was, I guess, made for me. But my interest in, people and networking and how folks collaborate was always so interesting. Even before nursing school, I had a job as administrative assistant, and I needed help on my job. I needed help figuring out how to add an attachment to an email. And I use, if anyone remembers, Hotmail Messenger to message friends and say, how do I do this?
There.
Yeah. So they told me, so early on, I just really enjoyed using technology to figure out networking and how to connect people with the resources they need.
Awesome. Yeah. And in that, I guess that could lead us into this next topic of how do we get to do this? Like, what steps do we need to take? Again, being an introvert, to me, it doesn't come so easy. I really have to push myself, and I really have to make, an effort into communicating with others, into connecting with others. And so I also feel that this past year kind of just pushed me to do this. And then also, beginning our Hello UX podcast, that also propelled me to start reaching out to others, because, part of having a podcast is you want to have quality guests, guests that could bring substance to what your listeners want to, hear, what they want to learn, the topics that they're interested in. So I kind of had to push myself out, that like, come on, just do it, And so with that, I did listen to a few of your episodes on your YouTube channel. And there is something that you mentioned called Simple Opportunity Getting System. What is that?
Yeah, so we mentioned, so introverts, a lot of your audience are professionals who are shifting their careers. They are wanting something different. They want new opportunities. They are transitioning, maybe they're out of, college or whatnot. But then, where are those opportunities? Where are those opportunities? And, what's their plan to, secure those opportunities? And long story short, as far as the Simple Opportunity Getting System, it's just that I feel as though when it comes to dreaming or thinking about what we want to, that what we want in our career or business, or doesn't much matter, I don't think we've spent a lot of time thinking about it. Like, what does that look like? Does it look like a role? Does it look like this specific role? Does it look like this specific role with this specific company? Does it look like this specific role with this specific company? Go detailed on how that looks. And with a Simple Opportunity Getting System, it really is brainstorming. It looks like brainstorming. It's a whole system. But just to briefly talk about it, it looks like brainstorming. What does quote there look like? What does your ideal opportunity look like? Whether it's a career, whether it's a role, whether it's a business, it doesn't really much matter. What exactly does it look like, and where is it? And who is associated with it? Thanks to Google and thanks to LinkedIn, it's not all that difficult to find out who is the people who might be able to give you information about that role or business opportunity or position. It's not too hard to find them out. It's not too hard to get on to find a Facebook group where a lot of these people are gathered, and just ask a question that says, hey, how many, is anybody in here connected with X company? I have a few questions. Your Simple Client Opportunity Getting System is really that simple. And a quote that I shared on the panel was, I'm sorry, the sun is moving. The sun is moving, and you might see family members walk by now. But I mentioned on the panel is like this quote that I enjoy, that it is from Reid Hoffman, LinkedIn co-founder, a guy who knows a thing or two about connections and networking, is that opportunities do not float like clouds in the sky. They are firmly attached to individuals. So if you're looking for a new opportunity, you're really looking for people. So so just to recap, you didn't ask for all of that. A simple opportunity getting system really does look like identifying what the opportunity looks like, identifying the people who are involved, and then brainstorming ways to reach out to those people who would be involved in that career opportunity, business opportunity, and then creating a specific plan of how you'll reach out to them.
Nice. And so after I listened to you there on this segment with Butterfly, I took your recommendation of starting a Trello board. So I could be able to plan, my connecting opportunities. Good. And so I kind of want to, go over it with you.
Okay.
And if you want to give me any pointers of things that I might want to add to it.
Sure.
So I started very simple.
Okay.
And so my first card is contacts. So here I put in the name of people that reach out to me. I'm very visual. So what I also did is to each card, I added a color. And so for my LinkedIn contacts, I added the blue. For my Power to Fly contacts, it's like a hot pink kind of color. And then I also have another color for my Hello UX. And so to me, visually, this tells me, okay, this is where I first connected with this person.
Yes. Awesome.
I then structure them into meet virtually. So that means I have an appointment to meet with them virtually. And then also sometimes people reach out to me and, they want advice about UX design, about, if I could connect them with someone. And so I put connect to someone else, who I think might be able to help them. So I put that also category. And then I have my category of follow up. So these are different connections that I've, already made first connection. We already talked, and maybe there's something that I want to be more intentional about following up. I just don't want them to fall through the cracks, because I'm guilty of that, of letting that happen before.
It happens.
And then I felt so bad. There was this one person that reached out to me, and at that point when she reached out to me, there was a lot going on. I was going to have surgery. There was just a lot going on. So by the time I came around, I get embarrassed. It was like a year later. And I finally remembered, and I was like, oh my God. And I just felt bad, but I said, you know what? No, I need to reach out. At least, let them know that I'm now available, and so I want to be more intentional about following up with people that I've made connections with. And then I made another category, a reach out. So these are people that I've reached out to, and, maybe life is happening on their end and I haven't heard back, but at least I have, that reference as well. Anything else that you would recommend that I could maybe add to my board?
I am about following a process that you feel as though you'll follow in real life.
Okay.
I enjoy, so I'm a buying person. When it comes to buying personality, making purchasing decisions, I am a blueprint. I love a step-by-step. I love to know the guidelines and all that sort of thing. And there's more than one way to do it. So I'm like halfway, like process and system, even though I talked about the client getting system or the opportunity finding system, I'm almost like agnostic to how you actually do it in real life. Don't really care. I am for you doing it and taking action, and looking at who you connected with, and knowing if you followed up is like that's what matters. So it all sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything that you feel like maybe I should aim for, that, I don't know, so you follow up with someone, you connect. Anything else that I just, that you would recommend that I might try?